Hello and good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from whichever part of the globe you're watching us from. Welcome to yet another segment of Close the Toss. I am your host, Sanskar, and with me, as usual, I have my finalists, Aditya, Bidhu, and Jayesh. So it's that time of the year again when 10 teams take on each other. The entire summer in India becomes hot, but it becomes hotter with this hot and spicy affair. Last year we had a lot of discussion, a lot of entertainment, lot of questions, and seems like this year is going to be the same. Will we see those 250 plus scores again? Will we have a 11 player team or a 12-player team again? Will there be relevance of all-rounders and bowlers? A lot to talk about, lot to ponder upon. Welcome yet again to a special segment of Indian Premier League, as we call IPL, or as Star Sports wants you to believe into, it's called the Incredible Premier League. So, gentlemen, um, I guess this is the time when Indian fans get subdivided into franchisee uh, team fans. So, without even getting into the teams, what are your general expectations out of this particular tournament?
I think
So I
any
think
tournament. Sorry, Jayesh, go ahead.
so. I'll start. I think my general expectation, as you with probably any IPL, is that there should be a lot of youngsters, and the performance of youngsters is, I think, really important, especially at this point of time for Indian cricket, because yeah, we are kind of going towards a transition phase. Maybe in the next 4 to 5 years, we will see a lot of greats, hanging up their boots. Maybe someone like Ravindra Jadeja. We have Rohit Sharma and all these people, they will be retiring. So it's that transition phase, and that's why the performances they matter a lot. Someone with a good IPL can make a big difference. So yeah, that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, so any tournament right after a mega auction, it's always interesting to see how the team chemistry plays up. On paper, of course, all 10 teams are strong, but we have often seen that when they get onto the park, they might or might not gel well. So it'll be interesting to see how the squads are put up because still last 3 years we knew what the 11 was sort of going to be. So there's a lot of excitement on what the team combinations are going to be and who the new stars are going to be across teams.
Yeah, for me, same also. Especially IPL after a World Cup winning year is something which is exciting. It was exciting in 2011 also. It is also exciting now because a lot of players who have won the championship for Indian team, how much motivation they have now coming back and giving their 200% to the respective franchisee is something I have to see. And also there are a lot of players who could not make it to the national team because they were, I would not say better players, but players who were already in the team. So they would be more eager to show their skills. And if somebody like a youngster who is knocking on the doors can take a Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma's wicket, or the same way some batter is going to score a lot of runs against Mohammad Shami, Bumrah, or even Varun Chakravarti, they are going to make their cases very strong for the upcoming World Cups as well. So an exciting IPL coming up.
Interesting thought there, Bidhu, about, having a World Cup win and then having an IPL. I guess that's a different charm altogether. We saw in 2007, just when the talks about IPL going on, and then the inaugural season, I think is nostalgic for every fan here. 2011 win, and then we had 6 days gap, and then Chennai and Kolkata battling it out. After a long time, we see 2024 India winning the T20 World Cup, and now we also had the Champions Trophy win, and post which we've had this particular IPL of 2025. But one interesting catch in all of this is also that not so much maybe the 2007, but in 2011, in a very practical, pragmatic sense, saw an end of that particular era, which had most of the senior players playing their final World Cup. 2024 also, now we have come to a phase where we're seeing the twilight or nearing their end of their careers. So I think every World Cup win and every subsequent IPL that way brings an entry of new youngsters. So any youngsters or any player that you're certain will have a bright future ahead?
Is it a question?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you just look at the Rajasthan Royals squad. I think they have picked for two reasons. One is for a 3-year cycle they want to invest in all these youngsters, and every one of them is actually in the radar of the Indian team selection. So you just look at the team, especially on the batting point of view. Riyan Parag, Dhruv Jurel, even to an extent Sanju Samson, who has gotten through, but he has to score a lot of runs to even cement his place, because there are a lot of openers around him who are knocking on the doors as well. But there are other players as well. You see, look around. Somebody like Ravindra Jadeja, how much he has to give to Indian team, especially when Akshay Patel is there in the team, or Kuldeep Yadav is there in the team. So he also has to show his, and especially when he has actually retired from T20 format. So how much he contributes to the IPL just to cement his place in the one-day side is something we can look forward to. And of course, there's a youngster called Dhoni who has been selected because he is uncapped. So can he make a comeback to the Indian team?
Yeah, I have really high hopes for this Dhoni guy. I think he has potential. I think he really has that special potential. He can even wicket keep. He's and he has that one weird shot. I think that's also pretty good. You know, you call it helicopter shot or something. So that would be interesting to see how that youngster plays.
Yep. I hope. And from what I've heard, he needs only 6 balls to make an impact. So I guess for all we know, you can use him as an impact sub. Aditya, your thoughts? Any youngster you're particularly eager to look out for this particular season?
So you have a 13-year-old playing in IPL. It's insane to think that at 13 somebody is playing at such a high level. Um, But I know it says 13 on the birth certificate. I don't want to get into controversies here. But anyways, it'll be good to see how he turns up if he gets a chance to play for RR. I doubt, but let's see if he gets a chance. And Suyash Sharma has been good as a leg spinner. We've not had a good leg spinner in the team for a while. So it'll be good if he can, we have the mystery of Varun and, the force of Bumrah. And along with that, if he can get another spinner, Kuldeep is good. But if he can get another spinner who can add to the mystery, then, nothing like it for the Indian team.
Brilliant.
I
Paul?
think if I would have said amongst the youngster thing, I would have actually gone with Ala Gazanfar. He's the guy who can become the next Rashid Khan, although Rashid Khan himself is quite young, or I don't know, old, depending upon the birth certificate
He's
validity.
injured, isn't he?
Huh?
Allah
He's
Gazan-
20.
He's
Allah
injured.
Gazanfar is, I think it's 17 or 18, but I think he got
He's
injured.
been ruled out of the IPL, I think.
Yeah. He got injured. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, I would have looked out for him, but he has gotten injured. But I think my thought are the particular youngster that I have in mind who has been a youngster for a very long time now, maybe not so much a youngster, would be Ishan Kishan. Because I think this is a very interesting IPL for him. I mean, I am a Mumbai supporter, but I have been seeing his career, right? Like last 3-4 years, even he was part of Indian team for a good chunk of time too. But then he got out of Indian team. Mumbai didn't back him up, and he did go to a particular team, but at a lower salary. So I think Ishan Kishan would be an interesting person to look out for, because I think this IPL can have a huge impact on his, like, if he will become one of those guys who just stays, he's a good player but a good IPL player. He if he doesn't deliver in this IPL, he could become that kind of guy. Maybe he will be sold in next few IPLs too if he fails to perform, but he will be just an IPL guy. But if he performs well, he can make a strong case for getting into the team whenever legends like Rohit and Virat are out. So I think that's an interesting person to look out for.
Same thought
Yes.
for me, exactly for a different batter. It's Rajat Patidar. I mean, Sanskar is there to tell about him. I'll just sow some seeds. Like imagine Sanskar, Rajat Patidar winning a trophy for Bangalore in the next 3-year cycle. Can he not be in the Indian team? If he leads a team like Bangalore to a championship, how long can you keep him not being in the Indian side?
Bidhu, what do you mean
I
by
don't think
leading Bangalore?
impossible is possible. Okay, too high expectation. If you put MS Dhoni also in RCB, I mean, I don't want to dishearten the RCB fan, but that's the truth. You put MS Dhoni, Rohit Sharma themselves in the RCB team right now. Still, I do not think in the next 3-year cycle
I
also
think
they
they
have a
need Smriti
chance.
Mandhana and Elise Perry to win the trophy. But let's not keep bashing Sanskar. It's let's be fair to everybody here.
Everyone's rooting for RCB.
Rajat Patidar, just would like to add one more thing. If Rajat Patidar is able to get RCB the title of IPL, okay, he should not just be in the team. He should be the next captain. Like screw the Shubman Gills of the world, okay? Then Rajat Patidar should be the Indian captain.
And if that happens, Jayesh, I assure you I'll give you lunch from my money. I assure you that if that happens.
I
But
wish.
all right,
A lunch is all we get, Sanskar, after 18 years of wait. Disappointed.
all right. Everyone's rooting for RCB to lose, but okay. Still happy to see that people are rooting for RCB. All right. I guess we have a long list and a long uh, journey to travel along. So I guess 10 teams will not be possible. So let's start short. All of us here, at least 3 out of 4 of us here are sitting in Bangalore. So it's convenient to uh, call in the neighboring teams and the other metropolitan city that we have. So we are gonna discuss 4 teams on our segment today. The Southern Derby, which consists of CSK, RCB, and the Sunrisers Hyderabad, alongside the Mumbai Indians. Today's episode in particular is going to be another special segment for another reason, which is that we are going to include a rapid fire segment wherein a person will be getting a team and that person is supposed to speak for just a minute. And post that 1 minute, the others can chime in and talk about the team, have a debate, have a go at the player, have a roast to a particular supporter of a team for as long as they want. Please don't do that for RCB. I think we've had enough of that already. But we are going to do that for the next 3 minutes. So every team will have a discussion worth 4 minutes. Are we all ready, gentlemen? Are we excited for today's segment?
Let's go.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. I guess Hamesha at the table, whenever we sit at the dinner, especially in a joint family, it's the senior most person who has a first bite. And when it comes to senior most, I believe no team is older than the men in yellow, the Chennai Super Kings. And with me talking about Chennai Super Kings will be none other than our very own Bidhu Das. So, Bidhu, are you ready?
Yeah, let's get started with Chennai Super Kings.
Perfecto. So, on the count of 3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right, so we'll just put a screen for all our subscribers to just see. Uh, so for me, the first thoughts is about a bit of a homecoming for a couple of players. One is Ravichandran Ashwin. Um, so what I'm more interested to see how Ashwin plays with for CSK is in the last 3 years, Ashwin has been playing couple of different roles. Apart from his bowling, he is trying to be in the leadership group of RR. He is trying to be a floater and a pinch hitter for Rajasthan Royals. Whether he is going to play a similar kind of a role or not is something which I want to see. And how much of a leadership role he wants to be around Rituraj Gaikwad, because right now Dhoni is already in the ears of Rituraj. So how much can Ashwin be is something I want to look. And when I compare CSK to CSK of last 2-3 years, I feel this team is slightly more stronger because of some agile legs. But again, few players are coming back. Ashwin is one, Sam Curran is one. Can somebody like Rahul Tripathi become what?
Time up, Bidhu.
Right.
Perfect.
Finish the thought. Finish the
But
thought.
yeah, finish the
Oh,
thought.
Tripathi.
Yeah. So mostly three things. One is they want to make one of Rahul Tripathi or Shivam Dubey the Raina, which they are not been able to do in the last 3 years. They are not able to get a Raina. They are trying to get 2-3 people to play the role of Raina. And second is all the players in CSK, they have to elevate their performances, and they have been doing that because of the presence of Dhoni. So if you look at Sam Curran, he has to play better than what he plays for England. You look at Rituraj, he has to play a better T20 version of what he is already playing. And somebody like a Shivam Dubey and Khalil Ahmed. They have to really bowl and bat to the best of abilities if the team has to go forward. But with Dhoni, you expect that to happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, about CSK, technically my arch nemesis team. If I have to say one thing, I mean, when I look at the current team, I would actually disagree with you. I would say that they have a weaker team than they have had in the past. And the rationalization is simple. Okay, they have one amazing fast bowler, name of Pathirana. But I think if you remove Pathirana, the other fast bowling options, they do not give me at least confidence. So they do have great spinners, but the other fast bowlers, there's not that firepower in other fast bowlers. That's what I see. So I think that is one issue with their team, and that is not gonna be an issue for them when they are playing in in Chennai. But whenever they are playing outside, I think that will be a big issue. So I do think they have a slightly weaker team. So yeah, that'd be my take.
And to add on to what Jayesh just said, right? The one reason why CSK stocks are slightly dipped in the recent cycle, the recent 3 year cycle, was also because I feel CSK were too adamant on that old formula of relying too much on spin. But the irony being that Chennai over the recent past has become a very flat track, a very batting friendly track. It no more produces those low scoring thrillers of 160, 170 odd, or say 150 odd for that matter. So when I see purely from that perspective, I feel Chennai's T20 template is a little, dare I say, outdated. Having said that, if they were to simply create that sort of a pitch where you have the retro style T20 format of 160, they have enough spin for that. But it'll be interesting to see. Can this team make the playoffs? My starting that would be no, but I would still say if they can create a cohesive unit, which Dhoni has managed to do that for so many years, uh, there's no way to like be certain about the future. So a mixed feeling for me for this particular CSK lineup, but let's see what Aditya has to say.
I always
So
love it
like
when
just add sorry, one small thing. So everyone, I mean, at the end of the segment, you can also say our prediction where the team will be there at the end of the season. Let's do that after you speak, Aditya. We can do that, I think. Yeah, go ahead, Aditya.
Yeah, sure. I always love it when people write CSK off, and I don't think any CSK fan has been happy after auction cycle. It's always been like, okay, what do we do with this team? But as you said, Dhoni has managed to pull the team together, and Rutu has been a strong captain. CSK went the way of Jadeja, that quite didn't work out, and then Rutu stepped up. So as long as CSK's formula has always been, spin one foreign fast bowler and a foreign opener up top who performs, right? So if Rachin can have last season, I think where CSK faltered was their opening was not as strong. So this season, if they can fix that with Rutu and Conway or Rutu and Rachin, I'm not sure which way they're going to go. And you have Sam Curran, who's been in top form across the globe, can chip in with a few overs here and there. My bigger concern is with Patirana. Patirana is coming off an injury and he has also sort of remodeled his action. So with the new action and his injury proneness, how is he going to last the whole season? That's the only place where I have a concern. Otherwise, yeah, Dhoni 6 balls at the end of the match. Even last season, we were one Yash Dayal sixer, landing inside the stadium away from qualifying. Um, so yeah, it's exciting to see what Dhoni and Rutu will do with the team. So we'll see how it goes. And I
All
think
right.
CSK should win 7 out of 8 at home. So they just need 2 or 3 wins on the road.
Fair enough. Final predictions, guys. I have already told mine. be at mid-table, but if they can be a cohesive unit, I won't be surprised if they make the playoffs. Jayesh?
Yeah, just adjusting things. So I think my final prediction, again, would be similar to yours. I do think they'll be mid-table. Getting to playoffs, in my opinion, would be tough. I would not rate them. They would be like not at the bottom of the table. I think they'll be around 6 or 7. If I have to predict one, I would say 7th.
Number 7, Thala for a reason, but for wrong reasons. All right.
Yes.
Bidhu.
Yeah, for me also, they are going to win couple, lose couple, win couple, lose couple during throughout the tournament, and it depends upon which teams they are facing towards the end, last two games. In case they are facing the teams who are not able to handle the pressure, they will qualify as number 4 team. In case they are facing teams who are really good in terms of form, they would maybe miss out on by 1 or 2 positions. So I expect a number 4 entry, but it depends upon which are the teams they're playing towards the end of the tournament.
Perfect.
Because we
Aditya.
expect Dhoni to stay not so fit towards the end also.
Yeah, I think consistency and CSK go hand in hand. Now everybody seems to agree where they'll end up at the table. I am aligned with the thoughts. So if Chepauk turns out to be the fortress that it has been in the past, I see CSK qualifying comfortably. But Sanskar, as you were pointing out earlier, if it's become flatter and if spin doesn't hold good at Chepauk, then they will struggle to
Fair
qualify.
enough. Fair
Let's
enough.
move on to the next team. I think it's been enough time.
Yes. All right. I guess yes, we were a little overboard on CSK, but it's fine. Coming to the next team, I guess when we attach ourselves to CSK, it's hard to look beyond another team, which is the team in blue. And who better to talk about the team in blue than our man in our formal white blue shirts, none other than Jayesh. Jayesh, are you up for the challenge? 1 minute
Yes,
you
sure.
get.
Just one thing. Vidhu, can you share the screen? Not in a two-person sharing, it's normal sharing. Can you share the team sheet? Just share it up for like 40 seconds. Yeah. And then you can unshare.
All right. Jayesh, your time in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Okay. So talking about Mumbai Indians. Of course, the biggest talk is that will Bumrah be available for the throughout the tournament? If he is, then I think it's a solid team. It's a team that I do see easily going into the playoffs and probably even winning. I do think they got some really good buys I think Rickleton and Jacks. I think Will Jacks was a great buy. And with Santner, I mean, it's a silent buy. I think they just needed one great spinner. That is where they missed. I think they wanted to go for Gazanfar, but they were not able to get Gazan. I mean, Gazanfar got injured. So now there's Mujib. So a lot depends upon that. In the past, also, Mumbai has had issues with spin. But I think if Mujib or Karan Sharma and Santner, these combination, they are doing good with spins, then Mumbai will perform really good because the rest of the team is fully jagged. Like if you see the batting lineup and the Indian core in general, Rohit Sharma, Suryakumar Yadav, and Tilak Verma, and then after that you have
Time
Hardik
up.
Pandya. So I think that being said, like yeah,
Uh,
there the Indian core is amazing and it's really jacked up, and I do have high hopes for my favorite team, Mumbai Indians.
Perfect. A little over a minute, but still crisp enough. Thank you, Jayesh. If I were to talk about Mumbai Indians, as much as I fear this team and as much as I don't want him to win, the truth is that Mumbai has assembled a great team for themselves. I think even with the absence of Bumrah, this team has the potential to still do great wonders. However, uh, thinking of the worst case scenario, if this team has like 1 or 2 injuries, especially like say, okay, maybe Bumrah's injury might not be so consequential, but if another a player or two from their stand, if they were to be injured, I think Mumbai does not have enough bench strength, so which is one weakness for me. Other thing being, I think everyone is coming off a great form, but one thing I'm interested to see is Sky's batting because Sky, as an Indian captain, as a captain, just solely as a captain, has been brilliant. I think India's juggernaut after the T20 World Cup has been nothing short of outstanding and impeccable, but it has come at the cost of Suryakumar Yadav compromising with his number 3 position and having a below par T20 year by his standards. So his form, his tentativeness is a little bit of a concern for me, but uh, I still have no reason why I just still don't see any reason why Mumbai Indians should struggle this year. I think they have still assembled a great side.
Let's hear those also. Like, so Bidhu, Aditya, what are your thoughts?
I think Mumbai will qualify number 2 or number 1. They are the team to beat. And as much as, as it pains for Sanskar, I at least have 5 trophies as a CSK supporter behind me. But even with that, I think Mumbai are the team to beat. They're nothing. As you said, they are jacked, they're solid, they covered their spin bases. I mean, we all keep saying Bumrah is injured, but look at the replacement, Trent Bolt and Deepak Chahar. Are you kidding me? So nothing more to say.
Yeah, just will play devil's advocate just to shake things up. We remember the time when Mumbai was going after Jofra Archer for trying a partnership of Bumrah and Archer. That didn't pan out well, and they are risking with Deepak Chahar this time. Both Bolt and Deepak Chahar can be lethal in the power plays, but in case Deepak Chahar gets injured midway, which has been his history, you are left with only Trent Bolt, and obviously Bumrah is carrying an injury to the IPL. So there is a real big scare. So the problem with that is now Hardik Pandya has to manage completely new set of bowlers, and his captaincy is also in question, especially for Mumbai Indians team. And if I have read right, Bumrah is not playing. Hardik Pandya is not playing the first match. I think he is carrying some level of penalty from the last season. Let's say the captaincy is with Rohit Sharma Sky, and they win the one match. Next 2 match, Hardik Pandya captains, and they start to lose. Then again it will mess up with the management who is going to be the captain of Mumbai Indians. But all in all, a polished side, but things can go a little bit sideways if if 1 or 2 things go sideways early in the tournament.
But
Bidhu,
one thing is
that,
certain, Mumbai is not going to win their opener for sure. That's been the story
yeah,
since 2012.
exactly. As a Mumbai Indians fans, Bidhu, I was just about to say to you, I am a Mumbai Indians fan, but still, winning the first match, what are you talking? We don't do that.
I think that's why Hardik Pandya doesn't
Winning the
mind
first match is like,
Hardik
Rohit
Pandya
Sharma
doesn't
winning the
mind the
toss.
penalty because of that reason. He knows anyways we are going to lose. Let me just sit out and just start from
Exactly.
second match itself.
Are you sure you want to play this 13 league games? 13 is an unlucky number, Jayesh. Are
I
you
mean,
sure you're
if you know me, then like my Instagram handle has 13. So 13 is my
oh,
favorite number. So I am quite confident. Mumbai has qualified after losing first 6 matches. So that is, I mean, the point is, first match they'll surely lose. How many more will they lose then? But yeah, it would be interesting to see. I
Yep.
got I think Vidhu's I think one major point was this thing, the fast bowling thing. I think I found that could be a major thing.
We
If
still have Lizard Williams and Reece Topley.
Yeah, we do have options, but like
Something.
that being
But
said,
again, not at the pedigree of a Bolt or
exactly. Exactly. I mean, for all you know, Reece Topley comes in and in 4 matches he takes 10 wickets. Possible. But that being said, of course, I am not that much sure that the replacements are that capable. That being said, that's why they are replacements.
but where do we see final thoughts? Where do we see Mumbai finishing? I think we've stated the obvious, but just to be crystal clear.
Champions would probably finish in top two. I don't think they'll be top. I'm not sure they'll be first, but I think they'll be champions. They'll finish in top two for sure in the league table too.
Yep, I see them marching to the playoffs, potentially top 2 as well. As Aditya mentioned, the team to beat.
For me, it would be 3 or 5 because I have slotted CSK as 4, so I cannot put them in 4. So either 3 or 5, the last game.
not top 2, huh?
No, definitely not top 2. We have better teams.
Yeah, Bidhu has some up his sleeve.
Yeah, Aditya, your thoughts?
Top 2.
Top two. Okay.
Perfect. All right. I think we all unanimously agree that Mumbai is the team to beat, but we move on to a team with 5 trophies to a team with absolutely no trophies. And the home ground of not the home ground, the hometown of Aditya, myself, and Jayesh for time being. We are talking about the Royal Challengers Bengaluru now. And who better than the biggest RCB fan who has a RCB size background as their Zoom background? None other than myself, Sanskar will be talking about Royal Challengers Bengaluru. Anyone who would like to time me?
I'll do it.
Perfect. And Bidhu, screen for the first 30 seconds and then you can take it off.
Okay, ready to go, Sanskar?
Uh, just a moment. Yes, I'm ready to go.
All right, 3, 2, 1, you're up.
Perfect. Royal Challengers Bengaluru. First up, yes, they haven't won a trophy, but if you look at the recent past, they've also been one of the more consistent sides, making to the playoffs 4 out of 5 past seasons. So they're doing something right. As usual, the batting has been their perennial strength, and I'm glad that the top three this time is not just the only strength. They have some potentially good names in the middle too. One tentativeness is that this middle order is a little untested with Livingston being tentative, Krunal Pandya not being up to the mark for the recent past. Same goes for Jitesh. Pacers as well, a lot better than last time around. Bhuvaneshwar, Hazelwood, I personally feel they are apt for the for a pitch like Chinnaswamy. One huge threat for me, however, is going to be the spin bowling. I guess with the likes of Surya Sharma and Krunal just being a defensive option, I don't see a lot of confidence when it comes to spin.
Perfect. 1 minute and 3 seconds. So,
All right, I guess attacks have been me had not been stopping, so might as well
I,
attack.
I'll start first because I have huge memories with RCB. So the thing is, as you said, I think you pointed out your own weakness initial itself, the middle order, which is just really thin. It's also been a case with RCB for a long time. I feel they're a really top heavy team. So the top three batters, whoever they are, in the last few seasons too, again, top three batters that perform well, then it's good. Top three batters can even freaking make 200 to 50 runs even. But the rest of the team, as I mean, especially in the batting terms, it just really thinned up down there. And with bowling, I mean, they have had an interesting choice with bowling, I would say. Like Bhuvneshwar has experience, Hazelwood is an amazing bowler indeed. But yeah, it's still a very interesting combination of bowlers that they have. I don't think this
Um,
combination will gel up, but like anything can happen.
if just one thought here. So with the middle order, right? I think the story since the last year has changed a little bit. I think middle order has been a little more contributing to RCB. If you remember that surge of 2024, they've had that. Yes, they haven't retained the same core, but I think they've tried to replicate that sort of strategy with hiring the likes of Jitesh. Jitesh has been doing reasonably well, but in the recent past, he hasn't. I admit. Livingston again has had a middling season for England, who I believe won't be starting in the initial 11 again. But I do pin my hopes on a certain Tim David and also maybe Jacob Bethel, who might like this ground. Chinnaswamy is a high scoring ground. Chinnaswamy is very short. Even a mistimer can go a long way in a pitch like Chinnaswamy. That is how I'm a little certain, even though they're a little untested, I'm a little certain that at least the batting won't let us down like all these years.
I got your point, but I'd just like to add one thing. I mean, the names that you said, like, okay, Livingston, Kunal Pandya, Jitesh Sharma, Tim David. They all four are good players, but I mean, I don't see in any one of them there's a reliable player. You know, he'll be reliably making runs. None of them has been reliable. Tim David has been amazing for Mumbai in the past, but is he reliable? Kunal Pandya was reliable 5 years ago, not now. So that would be the big question for RCB. But let's see. What are your
I
thoughts?
think that I think the players are okay, but they are wearing the wrong colored jersey, Sanskar. Give them a blue and gold jersey, they are reliable. Red is, yeah, not a very reliable color, it seems, for Jayesh.
Red is my favorite color.
But I would love to know Aditya's and Bidhu's thoughts on RCB
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, I think any team wearing a red colored jersey is going through a tough time of late. Look at Ferrari, look at Manchester United.
Manchester United. Don't get me started on
Yeah, I
Manchester
am also a
United.
United fan.
And even Liverpool after, they've just lost the Carabao Cup final and been kicked out of UCL. So I think it's the jersey color and the ground. If they can move out of Chinnaswamy and change the color, when they wear green, they actually play very well. That one match of the year. So those are the problems I have with the team. Otherwise, I think players are all fine.
I'd like to add one more thing. So you said a red colored. I mean, Kingsland Punjab also has red on its jersey. I'm just saying.
Kingsland and
Actually,
Punjab, I don't know
they're never on
what their
IPL.
color. I don't know if it's pink or they have an identity crisis. We'll get to Kingsland and Punjab when we get there.
Punjab are good at copying RCB, so yeah. And as long as we are talking about red, I think stock market is also red of late. So
Yeah.
I guess
But
it's the season of red.
Republicans are also red.
okay, let's not go there, Jayesh.
Let's not go
See
there.
you back. So on a
Yeah.
serious note, I think this is one of the best RCB bowling lineups I've seen. Spin is a concern to an extent, but at least from the pace attack front, I think they're covered. And they are bowlers with experience who should be able to adapt to Chinnaswamy. And if they do well, I think their batting, you don't need too much of depth in batting at Chinnaswamy. You should be able to pull off. Again, it's about the home advantage. Look at the teams who have done well, Mumbai or Chennai, KKR. They all have sort of fortress at home. RCB, across the years, that's been their biggest problem. Chinnaswamy has not been a fortress. And it's not the team to blame. It's just the nature of the ground is such. Um, so it'll be that'll be their Achilles heel. If they deal with that, then it should be a good season for them.
Bidhu.
Yeah, I don't get too much confidence from this team because see the batting order apart from Kohli and Rajat Patidar, the others are broad because of their potential. They might just go as in the route of Glenn Maxwell, who comes with a great reputation, does well for the national team, but whenever he plays for IPL, he doesn't do well. Liam Livingston has been with IPL teams. He has not done well across 8-9 matches. Yes, one or two good games you might get, but see, the Bangalore had a team. They had players like De Villiers, Gale, Kohli, who were winning 5-6 matches on a trot, and the only weak link was their bowling. But this time, the players they have purchased good players. Don't get me wrong here. They have purchased good players, but they are not IPL winners. So this is something which they have to really change if they have to win a lot of matches. Jitesh Sharma can do what Dinesh Karthik was doing. So that gives me a little bit of confidence. But again, Team David has not put IPL on fire. Couple of matches he has won for Mumbai Indians, but post that, I'm not sure why they were not going for a good spinner. I was looking at the auction where Rajasthan Royals were bidding for Krunal Pandya again, and that's how they RCB got Krunal Pandya. So either they have a really big trust on Shreyas Sharma, or they don't believe that that ground is good for spinners. Because traditionally, the good spinners that they had, Yuzi Chahal was the main go-to bowlers in pitch like in Chinnaswamy. So this time, can Krunal Pandya be that bowler? I'm not sure. And how soon can Bhuvi come back to his best in RCB? Bhuvi in SRH is a very different bowler than Bhuvi in Chinnaswamy. Same with Hazelwood. Can he remain injury-free? Can he do well at Chinnaswamy? But potential-wise, they can win a couple of matches on the trot. Last time you saw De Villiers, Faf and Virat Kohli batted them through a lot of good scores. But this time, Phil Salt has to prove himself.
Safe to say that there's a lot of question mark, but that question mark also brings a lot of opportunity for RCB. All
Let's
right.
have a final prediction and then let's move on to the next team. So I mean, I'll start. My prediction for RCB is 9th.
Wow, so brutal. My prediction is they have the team to go for playoffs, but I will be a little conservative and say they'll finish mid-table. But if they can get their cohesion very well, I think they can have a really good season. I'll really back them for playoffs. But yeah, it's only the tentativeness which is making me stick to mid-table.
Aditya?
Unless Kohli replicates his 2016 season, I don't see them going through.
Like number.
The outside top four. Um, does it really matter if you're outside top four what the number is?
All right.
But
Money
yes,
wise matters.
7, 8.
Okay. Bidhu?
For me, it would be 6.
Got it.
So there is 6, 7, 8, and 9.
9.
And Sanskar home clinging to hope with 5, and just maybe just scrape through.
Don't worry, Sanskar. I also have a team in my top 4, which none of you would have in the top 4.
Guys, remember, this is IPL 18. Our legend is number 18. IPL is adulting. RCB was its first wounded child in that first ever game of IPL history. And the opener also happens to be KKR versus RCB. This is a perfect redemption set by a certain Jayesh. So come on, guys. Get the cues. It is RCB's year.
So let's move on to now.
But you know what? Which could have been RCB's year? It could have been 2016. And whose year was it in 2016 instead? It is our fourth team on the discussion today. It is none other than SRH. And I have with me Aditya to talk about SRH. Aditya, are you all set?
You said you gave me a minute, right? So can we start off with a minute silence for any bowling attack that's going to bowl in Hyderabad against SRH?
I would love to, but
Say
that
it.
will just increase the time of our podcast.
No. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let's go for it. Let's go for it.
All right, Aditya, on the count of 3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right. So if I'm a bowler, I would be scared to go to Hyderabad and play against this team. Barrier 300 is bar 300 par is going to happen for sure. Look at that lineup of Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Nitish Reddy, and Henry Klassen as top 5 is a dream for any team. Middle order is a little wonky. Abhinav Manohar and Sachin Baby. Abhinav Manohar has done well for GT, but again, with the top 5 that they have, that's not a big concern. They have bolstered their bowling with Harshal Patel, Shami if he's fit, Ishan Malinga is a death specialist, and Zampa for spinning tracks away from home. So all in all, they have a solid team. The clash between SRH and MI is the clash of the titans that I'm waiting for this season.
Wow, just 50 seconds. Amazing. Thank you, Aditya. I want Bidhu and Jayesh to talk about it before I give my thoughts.
Yeah, I also have Sunrisers. When you ask me the top positions, I would have them as 1 or 2. They have, again, in the bidding war, they were going after Pant, they were going after Ishan Kishan. I was failing to understand why they want to again bolster already top-heavy left-handed batters. But I think what Aditya is saying, they are just trying to bat teams out of the game. And looking at the bowling also, the first 4 bowlers you would have Mohammad Shami, Zampa, Rahul Chahar, and Pat Cummins, along with Harshal Patel. So they have slightly bettered their bowling. But the only scare for me here is whenever they're going to face very canny spinners like UZ of Punjab or Ashwin of CSK, if they can spin a web around the top 3, especially left-handers, and tie Henry Klassen up, then those 2-3 games there might be a slip up, but they have enough firepower to win 9-10 games in a trot. So easily in the top 2-3 teams for this year's IPL.
So, I mean, I would actually, when I look at their team, it's one of the strongest on paper. And especially the first 5 names, just really, really strong batting. So I think they're for sure a contender. If I have to say, I mean, I even want to say that I think they will underperform. And when I say they'll underperform, I still think they will easily finish in top 4. That's their underperformance of this kind of, that's the strong team that they have. I think they might even finish, I think they'll finish 3rd because I do think some players may not be able to replicate last season's performances. Like, I mean, that may happen. Maybe Klassen, Head, or Sharma. One of them is bound to falter. That's how it just happens to be. But still, they have a really strong team. I mean, if Mohammad Shami is not playing, you still have Pat Cummins, and many other players also there. I think they just have a really good lineup. They might be slightly weaker in the spin section, but then slightly weaker is not a big deal when they have that strong a batting. So I do think they'll perform really well unless they have like way too many injuries. I do believe the batsmen will underperform compared to their last season. That's why I don't think they will be crossing 300. I think they will be surprising us by just limiting themselves to 249. Very low score for them. But I do believe they think they'll perform well. They'll easily be in top four. In top four, it could be anything. If I have to take a guess, I would say number three.
Okay. Um, this time I want to be a devil's advocate, and I would say that Sunrisers actually will have a very upsetting season this year. Uh, and my reasons for it, Ishan Kishan, again, I know, as much as I love Ishan Kishan, as much as I want Ishan Kishan to have a redemption year just like Shreyas Iyer did for the past year, uh, he's still coming off a fresh start, so I'm not sure how he's going to fire. Travis and Abhishek, as deadly an opening combination as it can get, but uh, look, guys, this is IPL we are talking about. I'm sure bowlers having faced the kind of humiliation they faced last year would be coming roaring and soaring against the likes of batters, especially like these. So to replicate that kind of a season 2 years on a trot is gonna be possible. I'm not so it's gonna be possible, but it's not gonna be as consistent as it was like in 2024. Having said that, again, Abhishek Sharma has had a good domestic season, but at some point, law of averages is gonna catch, and I have a bad gut feeling it's gonna be this particular IPL. Henrik Klassen also has had a middling year middling recent past to be more specific. Nitish Reddy, again, after that magnificent 100 at the Boxing Day test, uh, hasn't really played a lot of cricket, so fresh set of legs. Abhinav Manohar coming through a great season. So while there is firepower in SRH, I think there is going to be one law of averages. Second, and more importantly, uh, because you were so dominant last year, this has been the rule of IPL. You're dominant one year, the next year somebody is gonna get you. So they are gonna be scapegoats for every bowler at this point in time. And when it comes to bowling, Pat Cummins, the captain, is impeccable, but his T20 credentials as a bowler are middleish at best. Not to mention the fact that Shami has been tentative with his fitness around the corner. He did have a good semi-final. He did have that good opener against Bangladesh, but that's how he is swinging like a pendulum. Not your gun death bowler. Harshal Patel again, blowing hot, blowing cold. So when I see at this team, yes, a great promise on paper, but uh, either the form or it's just that a familiarity bias could get the better of them. So I think I'll just right away say my prediction. This is gonna be outrageous, but I think envision a 7 or 8 finish for SRH this year.
Sanskar, I see what you're doing. When you have waiting list ticket, you're always praying for somebody with a confirmed ticket to cancel, and so Sanskar is trying to sneak RCB into the top four by upsetting the cart with SRH.
Hey, I said number 5 for RCB, so I never said playoffs. I said they could. I never said they will.
Fair enough. Let's hear others' predictions. Bidhu?
I think they see form can go wrong for a lot of players. So I would not take form. I would just take injury. Yes, if one or two players get injured, they have one good backup in Kushal Mendes. If some of the batters get injured, bowling wise, I think if they are going to outbat the opposition, bowling doesn't really matter. If one or two bowlers get injured, they have Simar Ajit and Ishan Malinga. And, not Ishan Malinga. I think there was just looking at the squad again. Yeah, Ishan Malinga is there. So, see, if injury is not an issue, I see a top two, maybe a three finish, but never out. But I understand what Sanskar is saying. The bowlers will be much more prepared to the fact that the strategy of us Sunrisers would be to outbat opposition. So if they have some canny spinners, if they have power play bowlers, they would want at least 3 wickets up front, and that would really derail them. Because 150, 160 score, they do not have the bowling lineup to keep the opposition down. They have to score consistently 225 above for this bowling lineup to be a match for opposition strength, especially in batting lineup.
So final prediction for
Two,
SRH.
number two.
Yeah, I see a top to finish. Because see, even from a spin perspective, you have Zampa, you have Rahul Chahar, experienced campaigners, both of them, and they should be able to even on tracks outside of home. If it's a 160, 170 track, if it's a spin track, they are still in the game. It's not like they are ruled out. And again, Shami's injury, yeah, Shami's fitness is a concern, but I don't see that as big a concern as let's say a Bumrah is for MI or the pedigree level that I'm talking about, right? So I see a top to finish. With their batting, I think they're going to blow oppositions out of the park. And again, form, maybe one or two might miss, but when you have like a pack of five, six wolves waiting to hunt you, I think even if a couple of them miss, the others are bound to get you. So top two,
Just
SRH.
one question to the panel. So out of the teams that we discussed, everybody has their home ground for full matches, right? SRH do not have an adapted ground for 2-3 matches. Then it's fine.
No.
So I think they would have curated the ground as per their team. So it's I think top two finishes is good.
And if they underperform, as Jayesh said, three or four.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what also I'm thinking. Underperformance and 3.
All right. I guess very eventful discussion today. Very interesting thoughts floating out there. We can only hope that our predictions come through. But it's IPL, guys. I guess when you're expecting the expected to happen, that's when unexpected happens. So with this, I think we would like to bring a segment to a close today. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time, and see you all in the next segment. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.